Morning, everybody. On my drive into work. Sorry, this episode's a little late. I had to go see a movie instead of watching Peacemaker last Thursday. The movie was One Battle After Another. I have a review out for that soon. Movie's fantastic. Was it worth missing this episode of Peacemaker? I don't know. Maybe. This episode was a lot better. Episode 7. No, 6. 6. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 7 is this week. I enjoyed episode 6. I thought 6 was a big step forward. As soon as you see that written and directed by James Gunn, which I don't think he's directed every episode this season, but I noticed it felt different. The comedy felt different. The timing felt different. It felt really funny again. Just thinking specifically to Vigilante's mom and just outing him for the lies he's been telling about Harcourt, except for the one that she's slutty, because apparently you have to base that with something in truth. Poor Harcourt. I don't think she's slutty. She's got some problems. Doesn't mean that she's slutty. That was pretty funny. But they finally go into the thing. They go into the world. And that was long awaited, is what I'll say. I've been wanting to see them jump in for a while now, and it's definitely had that waiting for the other shoe to drop feel. I do wonder if I'd binged this season instead of watching it week to week, if I'd still have these complaints. I have a feeling the answer is no. I feel like the pacing is very much like a Marvel show. I think I've mentioned that before, where it starts out great, whoa, slow in the middle, ends fantastic. So I think episode 6 is the kickoff to fantastic. I don't think it was quite there yet. I had heard a lot that it was one of the better episodes. It was a real banger. And it was better. It was definitely better. It definitely felt more like the DCU again, getting Lex Luthor in there. I liked that sequence. I've seen a lot of speculation online about who he was talking about when it came to that whole, I can't sleep at night with the monsters banging next to me. I don't think it was really anybody. I think it was just Lex Luthor being mad and venting because he's in a superhero prison. But, I guess it could be somebody. James Gunn does like to pull his, D and F tier characters out of the woodwork. So he could have been talking about someone specifically, but I don't think it was like Dr. Phosphorus or something like that. I don't think he'd do the Creature Commandos like that. Speaking of Creature Commandos, though, I realize it's probably not going to happen, and that's fine. But when they've set up Dimension X, you gotta bring in G.I. Robot, right? Right? I'm sure it's not going to happen. It almost feels too on the nose of, just, hey, G.I., Tin Man, nothing but Nazis in there. Nazis? Oh, boy. And it would be pretty fun. But, yeah, I don't see that happening. Which is fine. It's all fine. So the one thing that I'd seen out there quite a bit is that James Gunn said that this is some of John Cena's best acting ever. And I want to start this by saying I think John Cena was absolutely fantastic in this episode. I don't think it was his best acting ever, though. I have a feeling he was talking specifically about the scene where Harcourt, we'll call her Earth A, Harcourt, I'm not sure what they're calling her online, our Harcourt, goes to see him at Argus. And at Argus, he immediately clocks, that's not this Dimension X Harcourt, that's Earth A Harcourt. And tries to save her from being, detained, from being covered in cocaine. Thanks, Vigilante. Which I guess, I've never done cocaine, but I felt like a lot. Are they okay? Either way. That scene of Peacemaker finally, let's put all our cards on the table. You had a thing with Flag, you didn't tell me about it. How am I supposed to know why you're rejecting me so hard when I don't know what I've done wrong to you? And she's like, I made it pretty fucking clear I have no interest in you, and you didn't take no for an answer. Fair. Very, very fair. But him confessing his love to her, I don't know. I guess I've never been a huge one for the Peacemaker Harcourt relationship, and I'm realizing that as he's confessing love to her, I love you, Harcourt. I'm like, do you? I don't know. Maybe I just don't see it. I don't think it's like, I don't think there's any lack of chemistry between the two actors. I think they're great. I don't think it's any lack of storytelling. I just don't buy it. I don't know. A real bumpy part of the road. I have nothing. It doesn't. I'm not like, ah, damn, she turned him down again. It's more so just like, okay, cool. On the flip side, we have the people showing up to see that Peacemaker's house is great. Adebayo, Economos, are real terrible spies. They just kind of hang out in the kitchen, say, "What's up, Eagly?" And then I don't know where Eagly goes. Just leaves, I guess. And they just sort of hang out, and then Adebayo's like, "Man, this sucks. I'm gonna go for a walk." Which again, it's a whole new universe. They're just not thinking. Like, why would they assume every universe is the same as ours? I mean, Economos just hanging out in the kitchen, eating food. Like, somebody lives in this house, dude. Like, they show up and just find a random man. They're not going to respond too well. And then, of course, Augie shows up, and he does not respond too well. Tackles him, stabs him in the hand. Economos spills all of the beans. Even admits that he's doing it while he's doing it. But it's real bad. Real bad, real fast. And then poor Adebayo, my God. That scene is horrifying. Her just going for a walk. And, like, we've been having the speculation for a while now that this is Earth X and people of color are not going to be welcome. And the first car drives by and they give her that squirrely look. And it's like, bah, fuck, here we go. And it gets real bad real fast, all the way to the point where Peacemaker's brother pops up, yells, "One got out." What an absolutely horrible line. I mean, great for the show, well delivered and everything, but just like, I can't think of a more disgusting line in these shows. And they say a lot of gross shit in this thing. One got out. Ugh. And then you just see that pure terror on her face as she runs away. Just that, what the fuck? Run. Run. The whole town is just running directly at you like fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers, except that Body Snatchers are just goddamn racist and Nazis. I didn't love that sequence. I mean, as somebody who cares about the characters, I didn't love that sequence. Filmmaking, or TV making, whatever you want to call it. The craftsmanship on display was fantastic, though, because that was, horrible to watch. Although it did leave me with a question, and I want to know where this is going. Where's Judo Master? We know he followed Peacemaker into the portal, and I saw him very quickly in the preview for next week, so Judo Master is still there. My guess is that Judo Master is going to save Adebayo from the hordes of racist Nazis. Do you need to say racist Nazis, or is it just understood when you say Nazis that they're racist as well? I don't know. Ask our government. Whee! Lost my train of thought while getting mad at our government. Anyhow, how was the episode overall? I think it was good. I'm still not loving season 2 in general. Kind of what I said earlier of I feel like if I had watched this binged as opposed to piecemeal, I think I would be liking it a lot more. It has a real movie pace to it that we're just not really getting, breaking it up week to week. I'm not the biggest fan of week-to-week shows in general, so I'm not the target demo for this to begin with, but, here we are. 2 episodes left. I'm excited to watch both of them. I've heard James Gunn, he's hyping episode 8 like crazy, which makes me feel kind of bad for episode 7, because that's what's next. But episode 8 apparently is going to reshape the DCU, and, we've heard that before. If I was James Gunn, I would just make it, a Black Adam episode. Just make it all about Black Adam. It's like, yep, the hierarchy is about to change. Man, it's been some rough times on DC fans. I don't know, what do you think? Pop off in the comments, tell us what you thought. I'm excited to see where it goes. If you've been enjoying these reviews, like, and subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff. And we'll see you with episode 7. Bye.